All right, everyone. What's up? My name's AJ Rides Crypto. In my years in crypto, I've been told a lot of things like, oh, you're a newbie. You don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. All right. That's fine. At least the one thing I was right about the whole time was ALGORAND. Thank God. Very early on, I fundamentally understood this group of people. And I said, you know what? I can die on this hill. I can die on this hill. This project's going somewhere. I knew it. I knew it in my bones. I knew it. Did you know that in 28 days in the year 2024, Algorand pumped just shy of 500%, 491% in 29 days. And that's not even from the low. The 2024 low is actually over here, just over 9 cents. And this is 570, 60 some percent in 121 days. When people say, oh, Algorand's dead, these coins are dead, blah, 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 blah. No, actually, it's not. Actually, it's not. Dead coins don't pump 570% from August to December. And, what I'm building to here is that I want to talk about 2024. And actually, if you look at, how many coins inside the top 100 pumped over 500% in that window from bottom to top, not many. Algorand's a top 10 performer inside the top 100. Top 10. And I don't think this is going anywhere. But, to go into 2025, of course, there's the whole technical aspect. There's the staking that's coming. There's the rest of the roadmap. I know Mark has a lot of plans with marketing. John and Stacy, everyone's at Algorand is doing what they've been doing the whole time. But I want to look at this from strictly a TA standpoint. And I want to point out some things with Algorand you might have never noticed from before. And then we're going to say, all right, well, let's look at 2025 and see what happens, because we can all agree. Yeah. Seeing Algorand, what was its local high? Its 2024 high, getting it to, 61, 62 cents. That was great. But we can all agree that the December 4th high was not the bull market high for Algorand. So how much higher can it go? All right. So the first thing I want to do is point out that Algorand's circulating supply has grown about 28% from the top of 2021 until now. All right. So roughly, to get to that 2021 bull market high of $2.82, Algorand's market cap is going to have to work 28% harder to get to that same all-time high. So to kind of look at the Algorand chart and ignore the tokenomic situation, I want to look at just the Algorand market cap chart, not the price chart, the market cap. All right. So here we are right here. And a couple things immediately yell at me with this chart. First of all, the blow off top. Most of the time, Algorand actually hovered between, 13 billion and 9.5 billion. It kind of ranged in here for a while. And then it had this one wick. This is a daily chart, this one big wick to, 18.9, 18.8 billion. So really, considering how much the supply has grown, if Algorand went back to 18.8, 18.9 billion for its market cap, that $2.82 from before would only be $2.20 now. So I just wanted to point that out to show you, some people want a $3, $4, $5 Algorand. It has a lot of work to do to get back to that level. I don't think it's impossible, but I do want to highlight that to you guys. Sometimes people just kind of expect things in crypto to happen. And I'm like, hey, man, do you realize 5xing your money in any other economical financial setting is not normal. And we did it. We've put up a 490% pump in 28 days, 29 days. So, it is capable of doing these things, but you also have to be much more pragmatic than just expect your whole bag to 12x. That's a different story. But let's get back on point here. So we talked about the blow off top. We talked about, how it ranged between 13. Sorry, I was drawing dots here. It kind of ranged between 13 and 9.5 billion for some of the bull market. But that's kind of a level we're not at yet. Okay. And this is why I'm showing you the market cap chart and not the price chart. Okay, let me just kind of make this a little bit bigger here. So kind of ignore this. Look at where Algorand got rejected right here. I mean, exactly from the same spot at 5.2 billion, 5.3 billion, same exact spot where it got rejected from, not once, but twice in 2021, April, May of 2021. All right. And here's the thing with Algorand is that here's the bottom of this range. So obviously we don't want to lose this level here because we didn't lose it last time. We also held it here, ceiling level here, ceiling level here. This is a very important market cap level. Big alarm at 2.04 billion. 2.04. It's over. We get back above 5.25, 5.26. It's on like Donkey Kong. Set those market cap alarms that kind of ignore the tokenomics. But what I was building to before is that a lot of times when Algorand pumps, it tends to give it all back before it goes again. I can show you this in 2021, 2023, 2024. It happens time and time again. Right here. It comes from this level, goes to this level, gives it all back, comes back up, gives it all back, comes back up, gives it all back, comes back up, gives it all back. Algorand does this, unfortunately. And it's not the end of the world. Right from here to here is about a 60% loss. So anytime Algorand tops, you got to think to yourself, oh, well, we know what's coming next. It might be about to give it all back. And from a TA standpoint, that's actually not a bad thing, as long as you're aware of it. I mean, it's not saying that that's not a bad thing about the team or the project. That's just the technical aspect of the chart itself, that when it has a significant pump, it tends to give it back to support resistance before continuing the next leg. And that's just something you have to be aware of. So when I kind of see this set up here, I think to myself, okay, as long as we don't lose this level, we can come grab it all back. And that's just more of a swing trade. That's more positions, more opportunities, more trades for you guys to think about. So I wanted to put that very, very plainly. Even when you look at the daily chart, the normal daily chart, kind of ignoring the, back to the price chart here. I mean, look at this. So we have this floor level here, local low about 8 cents, 8.5 cents, something like that. If Algorand ever loses this, that's a wrap. If it lower lows from here, which I don't think it will, that would be extremely, extremely bearish. All right. But this is why the 16-cent level right here is what I've been jumping up and down about for literally years now, guys. Years. I've been telling you to buy Algorand under 16 cents. Before Christmas last year, here I was trying to tell you about Algorand. And then look, it comes up, gives it all back. It comes up, gives it all back to that 16-cent level. All right. But so let's look at this next pump, because are we in a new stratosphere here? Because although we had this big wick right there, we are looking at a daily chart. Algorand is still kind of holding this support resistance from this top. So, if Algorand holds this wick level, it's a little teeny bit above it right now. Right now, the price is 32.7. That wick is like 32.3. I would like to see Algorand hold that previous high. That would be a big sign of strength instead of give it all back, because that has been, some of the status quo through some of these pumps. And guys, that doesn't mean it's not a bad thing. It's just an observation. Okay. Also, of course, alarm this local low, which also kind of conveniently lines up over here. All right. At 28.5 cents. I would say, that's a big level as well. Because anytime you see a coin, really run up like this, that's because somewhere along the line, there's probably a pretty big gap in the volume profile. And yeah, I mean, look at how here, see how it curved out and then woke up here. And that kind of makes sense with, where we are here. Even when we kind of zoom and just look at the visible range just of this pump, the point of control is actually down the hill, back around, 12, 13 cents. Not saying it's definitely going to go there, but Algorand does have a way of having a pump, giving it back, having a pump, giving it back. So obviously we want to stay vigilant and stay aware okay, is Algorand going to hold this new high at 32.5 cents? Or we're going to hold this wick at 28.5 cents? Because if we lose these levels, we have to be ready to buy more down here. Because if there's one thing clear, between 16 and 8 cents, this here has been the value area. If you can buy down here, you win every time. All right. So kind of going off of what we looked at this chart, some of the levels we want to hold, some of the levels we want to regain, kind of zooming into the 4-hour really quick. I would like to see Algorand, if you kind of look at this downtrend like this, yeah, you can even you don't have to draw it perfect from the top. I kind of would just draw it like that right there. You guys kind of can't see that. 1 second. All right. If Algorand could regain this level, this is a big alarm for Algorand right here. It's kind of had this low here. Let me get my brush. This low here, this top here, that'd be a great level to reclaim. That would be at 37.6. So I would kind of looking Algorand in some sort of conditional range between 37.6 and 32.5 cents. That's how I'm looking at it right now, and hoping that we're not going to continue putting in lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, because really you're in a downtrend until you're not. Right now we're in a downtrend. It's not all peaches and rainbows, but let's hope that it doesn't go back to 16 cents before having the next leg. That's kind of my worry. And like I said, when you go back to the market cap chart back at the previous rally before the big run, this is, a big point here. In 2021, all right, it had a rally. It gave it back. It went to the top. Here we are, the next bull run. We have a rally. We're giving it back. That's the next step. And that will happen inside the time frame of 2025. The question is, how low do we go? All right. And hopefully, if you're also setting alarms on the market cap, we are not going to lose this level of 2.02, 0.04 billion that we held last time. Let's hope that we hold it this time, because really it's the same amount of money as it was last time. Just the tokenomics are different. That's why looking at the market cap is equally important. So another thing I want to point out is GON theory. Okay. Kind of talking about my previous price prediction. I was looking at a minimum $3 Algorand, minimum $3 Algorand. All right. And when you look at the 2021 pump, here is our all-time high. I don't consider the Masari all-time high, the day it launched all-time high. I consider this 282 the Algorand all-time high, because it pumped to that level in 21. It didn't start at that level and fall. So that's important. But on the GON fan, if you were to draw a trend line through the middle of the 1121, so the 1-1 is a 45-degree angle, this blue line here, most important level in GON theory, and then this is the 2-1. All right. If you're to draw a line straight through the middle of it, you can see how Algorand kind of dips up, falls down, gets up, falls down, gets up, falls down. This is the 2021 bull market. Now look at our current bull market. Interesting. If you were to just draw a line halfway through, same story. Same story. So what does that tell me? Okay, well, did I overshoot my price prediction by a lot? Because here would be, the end of Q4, the beginning of Q3, that'd be 96 to $1.12. I think Algorand can do way better than that. And then I got thinking to myself, wait a minute. I'm drawing this GON fan from the 2023 low. Shouldn't I draw one from the 2024 low just to see what happens? And that's what I did. Because I don't think drawing it from the previous cycle low, it could be accurate, but I think it's probably a good idea to give myself some options here. All right. And when you draw it from the most previous low, from August 2024, things kind of shape up a little different when you zoom into what's happening on the GON fan now. We kind of got into the 3-1 a little bit, and this wick actually bounced off the 1-1, which is really interesting. Maybe if the 1-1 becomes support, that could be an idea we get behind. All right. And then when you kind of come over here and you look at, okay, well, here's the 2-1, here's the 3-1. And hey, the 3-1 here kind of tops out around, 208, 209, 2010 ish area. And then I think to myself, hold on a minute. If Algorand, with the increased circulating supply, like we talked about in the very beginning of this episode, With the market, with the supply that it is now, with the market cap it had last time, $2.20. When this gone theory runs to this level that has flirted with before already, kind of spits us out $2.08, $2.09, $2.10. So ultimately, do I think Algorand can reach $3? I do. I completely wholeheartedly do. Based off, and I also want you to know, gone theory is not the Bible. Gone theory is not the Bible at all. It's kind of a model. Models break. It's just kind of, it keeps my price predictions pragmatic. But you're also going to have to realize that staking, Algorand has to hit staking out of the park. If they hit staking out of the park, which will kind of pressurize the price action because there will be less Algorand circulating, free floating on the market, that could be extremely effective for Algorand's price. And I think that comparing, like I showed you with the market cap, comparing this run to last run, when we're just looking at market cap, not looking at price, I cannot help but notice, really this chart's why I made this video. I cannot help but notice how very closely these are related. So I would say a big alarm around, 2.04 billion right here. Losing that would be very bad for Algo's market cap, and breaking above, 5.26 billion would be extremely bullish, because that's the level we broke that took us to the top last time. Because really, there's a big kind of stratosphere gap between where it ranged. So let's look at like where Algorand ranged. All right, we've got a range level here, range level here, range level here. There's really not much going on in the middle, is there? And that's kind of frightening as well. But I do think that if staking goes according to plan, if 2025 goes according to plan, I think 20 billion is just a stepping stone. I tend to be super pragmatic because of gone theory, but that doesn't mean just because the gone fan says something doesn't mean the price can't go way past that point. So I don't want to get too caught up on that, but it's still something worth thinking about. And hey, at the end of the day, even if we, went off of an Algorand chart right here, right now, all right, and we kind of considered, okay, well, right now, Algorand's what? 32 cents. 32 cents. All right. Well, if we look at this, $2 is actually all the way up here. All the way up here, where this is the pump we just had. $2 is like, I want you guys to realize that it might not be what you want to hear, but $2 from right here is 514%. Hey, and Algorand just pumped 500% in a month. So it just feels, I'm not saying that's the top, but I'm just saying that's a pragmatic place to start, to have a 5x from here. Hey, that, like I said, in any other financial world, multiplying your money by 5 is not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing at all. And for Algorand, I think it could get to 3 and past 3. I do believe that, as long as 25 is executed well with staking and everything else. But in the short term, if we replicate the 21 pump by literally coming up, getting shut down at that level, giving it back, coming up, breaking through, when we break through, that will be when Algorand is put to the test. And I think, even long-term mindset, buying from here, knowing that $2 is a 5x, for some people, a 5x is all you need. So I'll leave it there. I just kind of wanted to really go into some of the charts I normally don't talk about one of my favorite coins. It's no secret, like, we have been right about Algorand this whole time. I know a lot of people watch this show, watch my channel, are bullish on Algorand. And I just, as much as I want to keep you guys, be like, I don't want you to not sell it if you're thinking, oh, I'm not selling it until it gets to $20. I don't want you to be that person. I want you to be someone that looks at it pragmatically and says, okay, well, we can kind of set up a scenario where if it gets to this level, I'll sell 20%. If it gets to this level, I'll sell 20%. And so no matter how the bull market goes, you're not riding your bags to the bottom. I want to make sure everyone in the grogger community actually makes some money. That's the point here, right? So I'll leave you there. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich and get wrecked. Happy holidays, all the things. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. See you later. Peace.